88.5 Soufriere FM. It's a pleasure, I must say, to have yet again with me the Soufriere Kings. Yes, gracious. Good morning to you.
Good
The
morning. Good
Soufriere
morning.
Kings are here yet once again to update us as to their performance thus far. I'm not taking anything that I hear on the ground. I'm still excited that you all won a great game last week, definitely, and headed on to the finals. And last night you all played the finals nicely, no matter what odds. But then, who am I to share? I'm not a player. But then, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
Just some
morning.
introduction to our listening audience. Thank you so much.
All right. My name is Gracious. I am this year serving as the assistant coach for the Soufriere Teams squad, and alongside me is our
head coach. Okay, my name is Junior Dennis. Well, most people know me as Blast, so you can just refer to me as Coach Blast.
Thank you so much for that. Now, I want to say congratulations for what I saw. I have the bragging rights now. I was at the game last week, though I may not have understood everything, but then at the latter, different. I understood. I picked up nicely, and then we saw definitely the Soufriere Kings putting up hits, and they did won the Mon Gladiators, if I'm
yes.
correct. And earlier on in the game, we saw the Bonte Blazers actually giving a lot of licks to the Court
Coach
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Yes.
Yeah. So good
Yes.
to you. Yeah, you remember a lot.
So nicely, you just want to share that experience with the audience, persons who love the game, but unfortunately were not able to be there themselves as well. So just an insight.
Yeah. So it's always a challenge coming up against good teams like the Mon Gladiators to begin with. They were a test for us to be able to deliver on the way that we know that we can, playing our brand of basketball and bringing out the most out of individual players as well as the mindset and skill set from a collective perspective, especially when we're moving on to play for the third time in a row the Bonte Blazers in the finals. Like we knew already what we were going to, what we would be going into. Um, but I feel like a lot of times, sometimes we find that we um, persons don't understand. It's not so much that they don't understand, but don't bring ourselves to a situation where we realize that evolution is key. People are going to do the assignments, they're going to do the revisions, they're going to do their homework on us. And as such, we need to do the same for them. Realize how they're playing, not just watch them play, but study them play. And I feel like Bonte probably did a little bit of homework. Um, and they just executed well. We didn't. They did nothing. I would say that is absolutely extraordinary. We didn't execute in the way that Soufriere basketball brand over the past 3 years, has made us look right. That's pretty much what I think it is. Not taking anything from One Gladiators or from the Bonte Blazers. They played well. They played great. We just didn't execute.
Oh, wow. With that right here, what do you think needs to be put into perspective come tomorrow?
Well, from a first and foremost, let me
Was there
apologize
much
to
complacency?
the people of Soufriere for the loss. I
And
as the
here I
coach,
am.
well, as a coach, I take full responsibility for the loss. It starts and ends with me, and if my team is not prepared to play the first game of our finals, then that loss is on me. So again, I take full responsibility and accountability for that loss, and I apologize to the people of Soufriere. The ex-coach of the San Antonio Spurs has a phrase that I always remind my players. It's called healthy fear. You should always have a healthy fear of your opponents, meaning that you don't fear them in the sense that you back down for them, but you understand that even a dying animal.
Without cutting you short, we have our captain online as well. Good morning to you, Captain. morning, Captain. Hi, good morning to you.
Hello, good day.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. What about you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
Uh,
Before the interrupted call, Coach was just sharing with us, and he did accept the defeat last night, definitely, and in all good states that he he felt that he let the team down, but then sometimes I wouldn't necessarily take the blame. Things do happen, and it's about maybe taking you back to your team. I wouldn't say back to the drawing board, because I mean you all have not. It's not the first time, but then
we
a
have already
loss
drawn.
shouldn't really be something to put you in that somber mood, but to definitely have you bouncing back even stronger. Your thoughts as well. Again, welcome to the discussion. You were not able to be there physically, but nonetheless, technology has allowed us still to communicate. So, to you,
Yeah.
Mr. William.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in a somber mood. I saw the positive. I got the positive from this game, and it's not anything new to us. Losing one game and bouncing back. That's that's part of life. Part of life is just bouncing back and taking it and taking the game to another level. So I know that our team will do great in the next two games. We are already drawn. We drawn. It was a quick. It's not much of a big difference that we have to do to win this game. So I guess the drawing board has been drawn. So I'm expecting a W on Friday, and with that W, we will handle the rest on Saturday. But we're going Friday first, step by step, and then Saturday we'll be taking it back to Super.
Okay. What encouragement would you definitely want to put out there, rally with your team? Like I said, again, tomorrow is already around the corner as well, and we need that momentum picked up.
What was that?
We need the
What?
momentum picked up. Tomorrow is already there. What would you really love, or how would you like to encourage them for sure, to put the best foot forward?
There's no more. There's nothing we need to encourage these guys about. It's just we know what it takes
Like
to
a
win.
magic eraser.
We want to win. We will win. I don't believe there's any more encouragement than we raising the trophy. That's the biggest encouragement that everyone needs right now. We need to leave that trophy.
Okay. Any other contributions you have to share?
Uh, Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, but I will. I don't mind on the line any cheating, but
You're a bit faded. You were
I
saying?
said I wouldn't mind on the line to see if I can chip in at any point in time.
You'll stay on the line to see if you
Oh,
continue.
okay. Well, no problem at all. Back to you, Coach, as you were saying.
Yes. So, like just adding to what Bob says, I don't think it's a somber mood. It's just that when you have a group of guys who just hold themselves to a high standard, losing it will never come easy to you, and it's never something that you will accept. Because I can assure you, most of us even had problems sleeping last night. That's what's going to drive you into the next game. The fact that you had the opportunity and you lost it. And our guys are so competitive. Even I barely had a good breakfast this morning. I barely slept well last night. But then we had a very early this morning. We had the senior players and myself. We had the assistant coach. We thought he had work this morning. Had we then we would have added him. We had a conference call this morning, and this is how serious we are about it. We discussed a couple, not major changes, like you said. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to tweak something here or there, because really and truly, the Bonte Blazers did tweak something against us. They did change and add new tactics to the style of play that we were not accustomed to, and I think it was my failure to properly adjust to their adjustment. Because basketball, in as much as it's played on the court, it's also played in the mind. It's like a chess game. So moves are being made, and you have to be able to find the right moves. And I think that's where I would say I failed as a coach. I didn't make the right adjustment. But then we had a call this morning very early. We hashed it out. Even last night on the bus, we said it. We said what had to be said. We held each other accountable, and that's a good thing about this team. We may not always say it the right way, but we hold each other accountable. We say what needs to be said, and then we get ready for the next game. Next game is do or die. So we're gonna be leaving it all out on that court tomorrow night.
Wow. So who are you all actually battling with tomorrow?
Well, it's same one template. It's a best of 3 series.
Oh.
So last night was the first game, which unfortunately we lost, but we have an opportunity tomorrow night to get that win.
Okay, with that being said, how would you get the team even more focused than before, especially last night? And in the statement that was just drawn, a do or die, how you plan on really, maybe if I were to say, to redeem the loss?
The assistant coach answer first, and then I will add an answer to that.
It's a matter of reminding everyone what our mission is. We're doing something that historically we've not been able to do for decades. As far as Soufriere basketball is concerned, we want it, and we want it very badly. We dropped the ball last night. That's all it was. We just dropped the ball.
Pun intended.
Yeah, that's all it was. We dropped the ball. So it's a matter of us going back to the drawing board, watching some film collectively, and understanding certain areas where we could have done better. I feel like we were just a little bit flat to begin the game. And our opponent took advantage of it. There were certain decisions and indecisions that were or were not made, and certain game plans that just wasn't executed. We understand that our mission is to be the most dominant force of basketball in recent St. Lucia basketball time, and eventually be the most dominant basketball squad St. Lucia is ever going to have, right? We're already quite en route with that, so much so that we've got the region on notice. So it's a matter of just continuing with building that brand of basketball that we've started off from a grassroots perspective, developing so well. I mean, we have Mr. Marc Antoine at the high school.
Shout out to Coach Antoine.
Yeah, shout out to Doki, Coach Antoine at the Soufriere Comprehensive School, who has pretty much a factory going on up there, just developing players. And early o'clock for the early years, Lindsay Alsey, Clayton William, there was this basketball academy that individuals like Sydney came out of, Jay-Z, Chemo at some point was a part of, so there are a lot of young players that are currently on this squad that were bred from, stuff of that we did in the past. So it's a matter of just saying, hey, you know what? We truly feel, and I'm going to say that with my chest, we truly feel we're the better team. We are the better team. We just didn't play our game. That's it. Right? So it's a matter of just watching some film, understanding that, hey, we didn't play our game, and understanding that there's some decisions and indecisions that were made or we did not make, that we just have to ensure we capitalize on for the next game. The other thing is it's quite tough. I mean, I don't think we have a fair appreciation for that as well. It is quite tough being the team traveling furthest to that tournament, right? And that is not to make an excuse, it's a reality. Traveling furthest and having to do this on a consistent basis and be as good as we are consistently, right? On top of having to go to a day job, you know what I'm saying? When you look at a person like your Kimani or Sydney, for example, who work at a hotel on the beach, constantly putting all that kind of labor and having to put your legs back to work on a court, being one of our dominant forces. We also have to understand that parenthood plays a huge role on this as well, emotionally and psychologically. physically too. So it's a lot, and having to travel, you're bus lagged, and then getting into that game and being extraordinary on a nightly basis. We take it for granted, but it's a lot. It is a lot. It's not ordinary what we have to do on a nightly basis, and it's just a matter of saying, yo, if we're able to do all of this and win twice, what's stopping us to do it a third time other than us? We're the only ones stopping ourselves from doing this a third time. And yeah, they know that tomorrow, Bonte that is, they know tomorrow is going to be a different monster.
I'm happy you made mention of that, because here I am saying, okay, let's recap last week. What really contributed to that victory that was not applied last night, or even with greater force? But before that, we have a one patak. Last night was a show of poor game management.
Well, we do agree, and I've already
You're
taken
not wrong.
accountability
Yeah,
and responsibility
he's not wrong.
where that is concerned. To add to what Coach Gracious said, our mindset also, like I always remind my guys, is sometimes we wanna win the war with one strike. Sometimes we have to win the little battles first. So instead of thinking of it as one huge game, we break it down into quarters. Let's just win the quarter. Then from the quarter, we break it down to, okay, let's just win that rebound. Sometimes you just have to bring it down to the simple, okay, let's just get one rebound. Let's just get one stop. Let's just get one basket. We take it down to the basic. And if you can win all those mini wars, eventually you will win the quarter, and then eventually you will win 4 quarters, which will mean that you will have won the game. So sometimes we want to take it as one big battle, but I encourage my players, just take it one at a time. The loose balls, the balls that are just rolling on the ground, let's win those. Let's win it by just down to the nano size, and then from there we will win the game.
Mr. William, you have any contribution to what was just mentioned?
He's not on.
Come tomorrow. In terms of the team, what mental preparations are there? Because again, you have to be mindset is everything. I want to agree as well with the assistant coach. One psyche as well. The different, whatever happens throughout the day, the activities that you're juggling, work load itself, again, physically having to be on your toes all day and headed to the games, and agreeing as well with being bus lagged and all of that. Those are contributing factors that can really hamper one's performance, definitely, but it shouldn't be an excuse. So with that, what improvements, I knock on wood, what improvements, what not accepting the excuses as well, because you're letting the team down, you're letting the community down, and notwithstanding supporters as well.
This is something that we've been faced with for decades, sports in St. Lucia, right? So it's not an excuse. It's just something that we need to observe and realize that, okay, well, sometimes when it looks like we are absolutely spent in a game or start off flat, that is why we're starting off flat, is because we're spent. Not necessarily an excuse to be like, okay, well, boy, yeah, we lost the game. That is not an excuse. We're not making an excuse. We're sharing reasons for why we might appear a bit more spent, right, than other times. So moving forward into a game like tomorrow, which is extremely important. It's like a die or win or go home situation. We understand that it's a matter of being a little bit more rested from this evening, going into tomorrow, and from tomorrow before the game. We need to figure out ways, even if it's a situation where we reach out to employers or something of that sort, like even from now, to say, well, hey, is it okay that this individual either gets an earlier timeout or something of that sort? So they could be a little bit more rested for a game that is as important as it is for and a third time in a row championship. So that's pretty much what it is. Being more rested and ensuring psychologically that we think of the right things as opposed to the negative things, right? We want to be more optimistic or take in more optimistic thoughts, watch more optimistic things, listen to more optimistic things. Of course, the negatives going to come through. We just have to acknowledge it and just let it out the window like clouds passing, right? You see that cloud is not there anymore. That's pretty much it.
I would like to add to that. One of the things people need to be mindful of is that, like Grisha says, during the regular season, we can play more of our bench. Okay, so in basketball, you have 5 players on the court at any point in time. These 5 players will be your top 5 best players. And as you go down the line on the bench, you have players of varying capacities. Okay, not to mean any disrespect to them, but in terms of ability, they will be a little less. So that is why during the regular season, we play them more so that they get the experience and they can develop their talents. Okay. But when it comes, sometimes we end up playing all 12 players in a regular season game, but some of the players on the bench, what you would find is that given extended, they could probably give you 2 or 3 good minutes. Okay. But given extended minutes, then the rate of error would rise. So that is why you would, and especially in a finals, you would not want to give extended minutes because they're not up to that level yet. You understand? So that is why now, like Coach Gracious is saying, it matters more now because now we would have to strongly depend on probably our first 7 players to do more work at this point in time. So as compared to, okay, they do a whole day of work, they travel to the game, then they don't do as much in the regular season. But then when it comes to the finals, then that's a different story. But I think the error on my part also last night was that I think I should have used more of my bench players because it comes to the point that we're asking too much of the starters sometimes. We need to give them a break. Even if it's not an extended break, but we need to give them a break to catch their breath, and I think that's why I would go back to taking responsibility for last night's loss because there were coaching errors in that game last night on my part.
Can I
Yeah, feel free to.
Yes. Tomorrow, if more than ever, we need our crowd support. We need more people because last night it was kind of flat. Now, when we are tired and the long drives and all these things, if we have a little boost, a 12 man, because we actually playing against 8 people every year. That's one of the show. But if we have that 12, that 14 crowd outside there, it will give us some energy. So we are pleading to people, please come out tomorrow. If we need you all more than ever, we know Saturday is Queen Show, but if we need you all more than ever, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I do agree with that point.
Okay. Another thing, I shouldn't say if, but when you win tomorrow, definitely what happens after?
Well, we would go to a game 3 on Saturday, the following day.
Okay, and providing that's not the case.
Well, Bonte would have won the national championship.
So tomorrow, like you said, do or
It's
die.
do or die.
It's do or die.
Wow.
And Clayton just made mention of something that we cannot underestimate the kind of passion from for sports that communities like Soufriere, Canaries, Choiseul, Ancillary have, right, for their community members. It's undeniable. We could be the loudest person, even just the 1 or 2, can totally take over an entire stadium or grounds facility, right? And that fuels us. Okay, just imagine that one athlete going around the track and you know that lactic acid is building up in you, your legs giving up, your arms are too heavy to swing anymore. but all of a sudden you're hearing your entire house or your entire school from the sidelines screaming out your name. Let's go, let's go. All of a sudden you feel like you just swallowed a sensu bean. And energy just spurs from nowhere, fuels you up, and you have that extra charge to give that one final boost. That is what we're requesting from our people, from our community, to be there with us. We welcome and invite the under 19 Black Hat team. Please follow through tomorrow. Come through, give us your support. All right. All the members here, the netball squads, the community at large, right? The buses are there. The buses are there. The buses are free. You don't have to pay for the bus, right? Transportation is there. Transportation is free, right? We're pleading, we're welcoming, we're inviting you to show up and show out with us tomorrow. We would prefer to do this with you, right? With you, at our sides, going to battle with us, right? We on the field, on that battlefield, and you cheering us from the sidelines, right? We would definitely appreciate that.
Okay. Adding to that as well, how was the support last night?
Oh, it wasn't where we would want it to be. It was poor. I think we just had one bus of supporters, and that really didn't help us. Like Coach Krisha said, you want your supporters, you want your fans, they give you a boost, and then Bonte, I mean, they're right there up north, so they had all their supporters.
Yeah. Shout out to Aziza though, because I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that's even her primary name, Aziza. Yeah. Let me tell you, this young lady single-handedly took on the entire arena. She's an amazing young lady. We truly appreciate you. I mean, this young lady took on cheerleaders as well as members of the audience. She took on the refs. She took single-handedly the entire arena, right? And that's the kind of passion we know, Soufriere Kings, to be able to bring, when their home team is going up against anybody.
That's commendable for sure, and we implore her efforts, and we hope that many persons will come on board tomorrow. Like it has been said, buses are absolutely free. It shouldn't be an excuse, and of course it's Friday. What a way to unwind, get your family, go out to support the Soufriere basketball team. But should we actually continue to see the interest for the basketball is just not there? With the buses being free, the appeals are being made, and yet still persons have just been so complacent. Something is missing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's probably something that we need to look into and really try to understand what the case might be.
Look at basketball.
That is very true. But with Black Hat, it's at home. It's here. That is very true. But the majority of it is like it's here, right? That's one. And two, it is better marketed, right? It's a game that's better marketed. We have to understand that football is a global game. Football, like the thrill for football is unmatched by nearly anything. I mean, like you would compare watching the World Cup compared to watching the Olympics. The numbers don't even compare. Like nearly you get more. Like I've never seen in comparison, like many women like, okay, let me go watch this particular race, except if our very own Julian Alfred is in it, right? Yeah. Football, not the same. You have women all over the place just glued to a screen watching football. My partner, for example, like this woman hasn't missed one FIFA game, one World Cup game. She hasn't missed one, including taking pointers, marking things down, how many goals this one scored compared to who's moving on, etc. The whole tally, right? So football has that. It has gathered that kind of respect and gravitas, that basketball hasn't, and probably never will be able to compare to. However, what we can do is, from a national perspective and from a community perspective, do a better with sensitization, right? It's just poor marketing altogether from the National Basketball Federation. Like, we're not doing a very good job marketing this. Okay, we need to have somebody there on the media talking about the games, talking about what we're intending to do, make use of our social assets too, right? Individually and collectively. Okay, when we do community events, more community events, and I feel that's the other thing, more community events. Like, when you compare the number of football tournaments that go on a yearly basis, nationally as well as community based, it far exceeds what basketball or netball would have. I think after football, the next sport that have a whole calendar of events would be track and field, and then you would follow that with cricket, and then basketball and netball would be all the way at the bottom, right? So we need to do a little bit more, sensitize the communities, do a bit more tournaments, partner up with our corporate businesses, and see how we could take this to the next level. And I feel very strongly that an entity like Black Hat coming on board to see this to fruition is going to change the perspective of basketball on the island, because we're going to make it more of a corporate intervention.
Oh, definitely. And even the conversation we had last week where, sadly, due to COVID as well, the Black Heart basketball championship got postponed. So this is something that can garner the crowd and build, the awareness and all that. Hopefully that it could take flight somewhere after much discussion, with corporate entities and stakeholders, whatnot, that this is something that can take flight.
But let me add to one major challenge we have in Soufriere, and this one is clearly directed at our Honorable Minister, and we must say she's giving us a lot of support where that is concerned. But there is something that would really work out for us in Soufriere, and it's not just for basketball, an indoor facility. I think it's high time that I'm not talking about just this particular government, I'm talking about governments in general, stop building outside courts, because it rains a lot in St. Lucia, and especially for us in Soufriere, it rains much more than other places. And we've asked, and it connects to your point, because we've been asking the St. Lucia Basketball Federation, hey, why don't we get some games in Soufriere? And today, to be honest, they have a fair point. It rains too much. You cannot say for sure that you can schedule a game for Saturday night in Soufriere and know that the court is going to be dry, it's not going to rain. So it's something that we really need in Soufriere. We already have the stadium, we already have the facility where everybody comes to. To me, my suggestion would be that little spot between behind the ITC Center, between the Soufriere Primary and the stadium, there is some space there. Let's get an indoor facility going. Something that is enclosed, something that is covered, that the basketballers can train and play without rain. You can play small goal football on it, just like the indoor facility at Bossejo. You can play small goals football in it. You can play netball in it. You can have activities in it. You can have mass crowd activities inside of it. You can have mini concerts. You can have mini presentations. It's high time we go to that next level, because for us, it's a hindrance for us not being able to train properly, not being able to request any home games, because I'm pretty sure if we had an indoor facility in Soufriere, we would have a home game, and we would have probably played at home last night. And one of the things people don't know about this team, we do not lose at home.
At all. Ever. We've
never lost
a home game.
At home.
Ever.
We don't. We've never lost a home game. We don't lose
I
at
wish
home.
football could say that.
So, I mean, like, I know probably it's out of her purview, but nonetheless, it's really direct. I hope she's listening, at least somebody passes it on to her. We desperately need an indoor facility in Soufriere. Desperately.
And I think using that platform speaks volumes as well. So then you have to put it into people, and you all could do petitions as well, raise the awareness. If everybody wants it that bad, then they will get it.
Yeah,
But if
we
one, two
desperately
persons are
need it.
saying we need it, and then it flies out of the window, there's not much attention that can be given, a priority that can be given to it as well. You'll need to display that it is of paramount importance.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, because a lot of other sporting disciplines depend on that. A lot of them are already on a lifeline. Basketball, fortunately, we've been able to keep it afloat and take it to a level that is not being in Soufriere. But then netball is on a lifeline.
Yeah.
Volleyball
Yeah.
is on a lifeline. You have futsal on a lifeline, right? So, and these are all areas that we were extremely amazing at. When you have to think of individuals like as far as futsal is concerned, of your W. Henry and your Heasley Silvilles, over at Palmis, we call him brother, Dashley and your, all of these guys were extremely incredible. Idle, and a lot of the kids down in Baranjab as well, extremely talented small goal futsal players. We have a few kids down at Winsville as well, extremely incredible futsal players. But the avenue to be able to do that from a competitive standpoint, like it's I think, was it Blackheart or was it Guinness who used to do the small goals futsal?
Yes.
It was Guinness. Yeah, right. So we need to get back to these kinds of things, and I feel like Mr. Dennis is saying, an arena like that, it provides a route, for us to be able to breathe life into these individual sporting disciplines and take Soufriere to the level that we know it can and should be, right? So let's get on with it. I feel like we're the only things keeping ourselves back. Is that we're not moving within the lines of evolution, and we need to start going down that pipeline, start evolving.
Yeah, and it's not an expensive project, because it's almost like the indoor facility is basically almost like a factory shed. If like the factory sheds you see on before, it's nothing too difficult. All you need is space, and that's how it's really and truly set up there. You just need enough space, and I think we have enough space there, and I think that's something we could really look to. I mean, it will take us to another level. Trust me, it will.
I agree with that as well. But let's look at what we can control in terms of, okay, the court is already there. And I think, in all fairness, sometimes that maybe it can be, I don't know how much you have to budget with the association as well, to have at least one home game in Soufriere under the lights that can draw a crowd as well.
Well, the weather is a problem.
It's always done that. It's always been able to draw a crowd.
Yeah.
But in their defense, one tournament that can and should last about 2 to 3 months, if like right now with the format that they're running it, with all games being held at one facility, in the past would have lasted sometimes up to 5 or 6 months because of rain delay. Right, games would be in Vieux-Fort, games would be in Dennery, games would be in Micoud, games would be in various communities, but then rain would come and stop it like mid-play, and then they would have to reschedule these games, etc., etc. That's pretty much what it is. You're not wrong in the sense of, hey, why not we try? And if at least for the finals, and then if it's a situation where we have to reschedule, but at least then we know it is just the finals. We could find space and time to be able to reschedule, because it is just the finals. So I kind of get where you're coming from with that.
Okay. 23 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface Solution, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. If you're just joining us, hey, good morning to you. It's the Soufriere Kings basketball team. And of course, tomorrow they're going to continue the finals against the Bonte Blazers. It's go hard or go home, but this will definitely not be the case. I'm anticipating all will be well. Captain William, you're quite excited for tomorrow, and as you made a mention earlier on, this is nothing new to you or to the team, that was also sealed nicely by the coach and assistant coach. And then again, we want to just place the emphasis on tomorrow and the support, which is very important.
Yeah, yeah, extremely important.
Well,
So shouting out again,
yeah.
everybody, to be able to come out and give us the support and fuel us in the way that we know only Soufriere Canneries shows how massive can really do it, right? We need you,
And,
right?
and of course, last week you all were fueled with the tickets from Black Heart. So that semifinals
Thank you,
was
Blackheart.
won. That was won in an instant, yes. But then what is there for tomorrow up for grabs? To pump that and for tomorrow. What will be given away?
Well,
It's over.
the top prize is I think it's $7,500. But also, man, listen to me. We love Ponte. In as much as we love them from the summer and we do respect them, that's the team that we love to compete because we bring out the best in each other. Okay, with the main star Troy and his brother Andre. In as much as we compete with them, we respect them. We respect them highly, and then having that bragging rights, we're gonna really, really, really appreciate having those bragging rights. It's all about that for us. But then the higher for us is a higher calling too. Also, we want to bring that win home again for the almost 20,000 persons living in Soufriere. We really want to accomplish it at that level. We want to bring it home. It's all about community, and we want Soufrierians to have something to be proud of.
Definitely. And again, touching from last week's conversation, the youngsters who are aspiring to be basketballers themselves, this is something that they can look up to as a motivator as well.
Yeah.
And another thing we want to stress on as well, sports on the whole, it shapes an individual. It forges you into that disciplinary, means, for example, there were a lot of talent, as you made mention, but then for some reason, persons are going astray. There's nothing that they can catapult on. So it is one of the things that would keep you in the groove mentally as well, and even physically. And if you have to say, warn you of trouble.
Yeah, that is factual, and we cannot debate the fact that it is evident during the earlier times when we had so many youth groups and clubs, that we lived in a time that was very different in the sense of involvement in with the youth in various activities that were properly along the lines of extracurricular, right? Like your Yatica, for example, SYO challengers when they had the club, so many. We've had so many youth clubs and organizations. Persons could be able to go to things on a weekly basis. Every weekend there was something to do. Every weekend there was something to do. Something that was very engaging, either educationally or in terms of sports or something of that sort, arts, whatever the case might be. But there was something for the kids to be able to engage themselves in. And like you're rightly saying, involving in extracurricular activities, be it sports, works of the arts. I forgot SAT. SAT is another one. Like even up to today, SAT is still doing their work, their good work. The morals and the habits and attitudes that you inject in individuals from a grassroots perspective, it's transferable. Okay. We've said multiple times to the younger members of the basketball team that the attitudes that you develop during training and during playing basketball is transferable, right? You go into the workspace, and if the attitude is maintained, the good habits are maintained, that's transferable. Okay, then you begin to follow through with cues and requests from your leaders you're able to anticipate needs and follow through with that. So even before somebody says that they need something, you'd be able to deliver on it. Similarly, if you play basketball, before your teammate even gets to there, you already know that that's their spot, that's what they like, that's how they like it, that's where they like it. So you just already, without even thinking about it, you're just delivering that ball there because you know that they're there. So habits are transferable. And we need to bring back the era or the times when multiple youth clubs and youth organizations was a thing. I mean, I feel like almost every other month there was a Queen show when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like there was always some kind of Queen pageant. There was always some kind of show or something happening. Dragon production. You know, these guys were huge. I was part of with Clinton, Chacho, DJ, with Johnson Simon, Kiefer Prosper, you know, Sluggy, Phidias Brundis, you know, and the list goes on. You know, Nichols Charles, right? Big up your Eusebius Jabatis, you know, and the foundation being a huge investor and catalyst behind ensuring that all of that was going to fruition and they were properly financed. Mr. Harold Dalsa, big up to you at the time, you know, Mr. Little Lamontine, you know, like it's just coming all back to me now with all of the big heads and brains behind behind the engine. Yatta, you know, big up to you. God rest your soul, my buddy. You know, seeing all of these things. Miss Best down in Barnes Drive. Oh my goodness, this all coming to me now. You know, so we need to get back to those times and ensuring that the youth have something to get themselves involved in and with, right? That keeps them away from being so negatively influenced and drawn into it. Like when we don't have ourselves things that we could positively gravitate to, then yeah, that's it. Everything just falls under the carpet, under the rug, and then the kids just, you know, go with whatever, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. And if I were to make a mention of as well, why not use the organizations to get the support? Send the letters to those various organizations, encouraging them to come out and support. If individually community persons are not wanting to, then sift it through the clubs. I'm sure you'll get numbers.
That's true. That is something that we can attempt, and I'm not sure necessarily it's a situation where community members don't want to come to support. I feel like it's a situation where maybe the efforts hasn't we've not gone out properly or significantly enough with the efforts. So it is something rightfully, like you're saying, we should try a little harder. I mean, it's a two-way street. We need to put the effort out there, you know, to invite individuals, and then, you know, individuals will be able to follow through.
Persons are just tuning in for the first time, let them know what is happening tomorrow exactly, and we need all the support that we could get.
You want to
Come tomorrow.
come tomorrow? Yes. Tomorrow, we're not gonna sit here and say and be cocky and say, yeah, for sure, we have it tomorrow. No, no. What we are gonna say is we have sat down, we have looked at last night. Nah, we're not gonna go down that bunted them dead path. Nah, we're gonna have, like I say, we're gonna have a healthy fear of our opponent. We're gonna respect them because they're a very good team and they showed us what they can do last night. So what we're gonna do, we have sat down and we'll continue to sit down today. Look at the game last night. We've made a few adjustments. Some of them we're still negotiating how to move forward. But one thing I can assure you that tomorrow night, you're going to get the best effort from coach to the last player on the bench. We're going to leave everything on that court tomorrow night. And we are hoping that it results in a win because we do not have any other choice. It's either we win tomorrow or that's it for our season. So that is a promise we're going to make to our fans. Let's make it to Soufrierians. And like you said, the host, we really want people to come out and support. Yeah, I mean, we're getting a kind of tired of having to beg. You know, the buses are free. It's a Friday night. It's 6 o'clock by the court. I think the buses start loading. We want fans to come. It helps having fans in the game. We're going to do what we need to do, but we need the community to do what they need to do also.
Assistant coach.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Claim the victory.
That's what it is. That's what it is. We're winning tomorrow. Like we don't have a choice. And honestly, we're going to ensure that Bonte doesn't have a choice. Right? We're winning that game tomorrow, flat out. You know, I, as a sportsman, that on a national level over multiple years, as a kid coming up. So what I know for sure and still feel for sure is that I don't like to lose, and I know factually our entire starting lineup have the same mentality. We don't like to lose. I mean, I don't think we understand, like, unless you were an athlete yourself, like, you don't like to lose. And being from Soufriere, bro, we don't like to lose. We don't like to lose at all. So I can expect Kimani Charles to come out there like a beast. I can expect Sydney DJ to be unstoppable. I can expect our wonder in Lindsay Alsey to be absolutely spectacular and incredible. I can expect the captain to come out tomorrow to show out. I can expect Raekwon to pull out there and be extremely incredible. I can expect our absolute monster in Jay-Z, who is a walking triple double, to come out there and be the absolute beast and remind these individuals that, you know, they're not playing, they're not messing with some people that are ordinary, that we're messing with a team that's ordinary. We played down to the level last night, plain and simple. Tomorrow, we're about to show these dudes what Soufriere basketball brand is all about. We're going to show them tomorrow what Soufriere Kings is all about. Simply by sticking to what works for us, sticking to our playing style. That's it. Tomorrow is going to be a different ball game. Them fellas going to really find out straight. That's what it is. Plain and simple. Respect to Bonte. All right. Not taking anything from you guys. You stole one last night. All right. They stole one last night. That's what it is. They stole one last night. Right. We practically handed them that game and they stole it. Okay. So tomorrow we're going to show them really and truly what Soufriere basketball is about.
I love the vigor, I love the passion, definitely, that you exhibit right here. Just let everything take full for tomorrow itself. Another, I want to make mention as well. I had that discussion with the captain, and we agreed, but why the SLBA is providing their cheerleaders? So for sure, have their own as well to come up with, you know, at least for halftime.
Again, you're not wrong, but that's probably something, you know, we could look at for the future.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's something we've done for cricket. It's something we've done for track. It's something we've done for football. All right, so we could definitely do that for basketball. 100%. There are, like, we have a lot of persons here who love the art of dancing. And we have a lot of dance coordinators in Soufriere, so for sure that is something we could be able to pull through, show off and show out, and do it even better than they do it.
And someone is asking what time are the games tomorrow, and especially Soufriere Kings, what time does the game start?
Okay, the game tomorrow starts at 8:30. The buses will be loading fans by the basketball court from as early as 6 p.m. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I hope this answers your concern right there, and definitely have your family go out as well in numbers to support tomorrow. It's going to be a great game. I'm anticipating
Will be
73-20.
Um,
But what were the scores last night, though?
we actually only lost by 3 points.
Yes, just by 3 points.
We only lost by 3 points, which is why I'm saying again, like, it's not a situation where they did anything extraordinary. We just didn't play our game.
Because
We played down to the level.
The game was
to be
close throughout. There was a point in the second quarter they went up by 10 points, and by the time the second quarter was done into the half, we had already come back and were leading by 1. So at the half, we were actually leading by 1. And the game just stayed close. And like Coach Gracious said, when you have such a good team as Bonte, it just boils down to who can execute the plan better. And last night, with great respect to that team, they were the better team. They executed their plan a lot better than we did. And that's why we love playing them. And that's why we have, listen to me, I have great respect for that team. Great respect, great admiration for what they're doing. But at the end of the day, like Coach Christian said, it feels better to win. And that's what we really want to do tomorrow.
Definitely.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm excited to tomorrow. I can't promise it. But now, thank you so much for extending the invite. I have my bragging rights and I enjoy the basketball game for sure, And I'm excited to continue, witnessing firsthand what it's all about, the pressure, the tension, and of course, the rivalry with the players as well. How fierce they actually
it's a great rivalry.
And all
it's one
that
of the best
tension,
rivalries.
seeing you so close to the hoops to shoot, and yet still, you have the misses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly right.
And again, Aziza, thank you so much, for actually being that energetic as well, keeping the players on their toes. For 20 minutes to the hour of 12 noon in Surface and Ocean, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you so much, Soufriere Kings. And the Kings, definitely, what the King represents. So nobody else can take that crown.
That's what's up.
It remains.
That's what's up. That's the intention.
You need to send them home, send them crying, send them packing by whatever means necessary. But as always, it's a pleasure being here and having you guys update the public as to basketball, the games, the updates, and everything else. And we need to, he hung up, and we need to as well pay homage to Soufriere because there's so much potential. And all the team is asking is the support, and the buses are actually free. So we would love persons to take that opportunity to just come on, cheer them on, come and support. And then most of the times the hypocrisy is persons do not really come out to support for whatever needs be. But then everybody would definitely come out to congratulate and say, job well done as well. So
and there's also a very important reason why you need a lot of fans there. Fans affect the officiating also. You understand? A lot of times, sometimes referees are normally human. And when the fans are there, especially to put pressure on them, subconsciously, so that you can sway games in different aspects. So that's very important also to have. That's why you must really have fans through.
Okay, and made a mention, correct me if I'm wrong, my observance is I find it was a bit lagging in terms of entering the scores for the Soufriere Kings. The other teams that went on speedily, but there was like my observance, I don't know, always a delay in terms of like just getting those numbers up,
That's not, we're not going to be exploring that right now, especially where we are in the competition. I think that's something we're just going to leave it at that.
Or maybe it was just like default in the time.
Let's leave it to human error.
What you mean, like during the live?
No, she's talking about at the game.
Oh, at the game?
Let's just leave it to you.
Time to put it.
We're gonna just leave it as human error. Let's just leave it at that.
Unfunctional clock.
Yeah, probably.
Human error.
For some reason, it went up quickly. Anybody else, but then come on, the people deserve to, get those tricks up. But anything else? How was Father's Day celebration for you guys?
I had a very good one. To be honest, spent some time with my daughter and my partner Rochelle. I appreciate her so much for ensuring that the day I felt appreciated throughout the entire day, from waking up to breakfast, and had a good lunch and dinner. Spent time together collectively as a unit. Even went over to her mom's place and then had a good time there too. Just chilled, watched some FIFA. I catched up with the World Cup, and it was. I had a good, fun, quiet, and relaxing day.
Okay, what does that observance really mean to you?
Observing Father's Day?
Yes.
I feel it's something that's a little bit undermined, to be honest. Like we do not share and show a fair appreciation for what men, not just males, because I feel like we're looking at it from a male perspective, but I'm referring to men, and these are two different brackets. Like a male is just the other gender for the human species, right? We have male and female, right? But men are the versions of these males within that species that show off and show out, take care of the responsibilities that they're supposed to take care of. And these are the individuals that we're looking to honor, right? During a period like Father's Day. Similarly, it's the same thing that we do for women during Mother's Day, right? During Mother's Day, you would hear all of the highlights and the advertisements, and it would be so commercialized, right? As opposed to Father's Day. Like my daughter called me up and with my mom, they were on the line with me because my daughter spent the night before at my mom because of work. I had to work very late the night. No, it was actually the night of the basketball. It was. But something happened. I can't remember now. But she had to spend the night over at my mom's, and she called and she was like, "Dad, I literally can't even find a Father's Day card anywhere," and that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. To feel like in a lot of times, most parts, like fathers would get like a bottle of rum. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, that's just what a lot of fathers got. But in my case, I truly appreciate that my partner went out. She truly went out for me and made me feel special, right? And I felt good as well, spending the bit of time that I spent with my daughter as well, individually and as well as collectively as a unit.
Thank you so much for that.
Well, for me, the Father's Day, for me, it means impact. That's the word that usually comes to mind when it comes to Father's Day, because for the men that are really doing it and doing it properly, it causes great impact, generational impact. Because for those of us who know the studies, there's a great difference in kids' performance in all metrics of their life, where the father is involved and active, and when they are not involved and not active. But I spend my day with my in-laws, and my wonderful wife made it special for me, Charmaine. Shout out to you. So I'm more or less chilled and just relaxed on that day. Yeah.
Before we end, just to spur the conversation a bit, you made mention of the fathers are not really being appreciated, and they would actually, in terms of that appreciation, would be given a bottle of wine. Why do you think that is? I mean, again, it's been added to maybe some tools as well to signify the hard work, to send them out to the field, because basically it's males.
I feel that's just a mindset thing. Like, pamper your meals, right? It's not just a matter of saying, okay, well, here's a new tool. Yes, we love tools, we love new toys, right? All fair and done. But in a lot of senses, it feels like it gets to a point where sometimes like okay, like you got me a new spade, or like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to send this man for a spa treatment. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to, or you yourself, like you learn this skill, a skill, where you could be able to deliver that treatment to him yourself, right? Men are very simple. That's the other thing too. We're very, very simple. It's not like we don't care for all of the glamour and whatnot, which is why I feel like in a lot of cases, our females don't really put very much of an effort. Not all of them. That's why I said the females, not the women. All right. Our females don't put very much of an effort. You know what I'm saying? Like we take the lazy route, like, oh, I know I don't really care about that. So like just here. Like, you're gonna appreciate it anyway, so just here. Right? As opposed to the women who really take the time to really put in the effort. They really think, all right, let me try this, let me try that, etc., etc. Okay, so take time to really make that man feel appreciated, as opposed to just riding on he's going to accept anything because nothing is really a big deal for him anyway.
Thank you so much. This is any other contributions?
That'll be all from me.
This is where we end our interesting discussion today. The 25th of June 2026, again, the Soufriere Kings basketball team. And tomorrow they will continue the finals actually with the series of three.
Yes, Soufriere.
Best of three. I'm learning, people. Best of three. All the best tomorrow. And
Appreciate
Thank you.
I cannot promise you, but I'll do my utmost as well to be there in person. Definitely to get my interviews on the ground as well. That worked immensely well for me, definitely. And may the best team win tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
This is where we end, house guests. Thank you so much to our listening audience as well. It's been a pleasure. Until next week, stay blessed. We're out.
July 11th, Pigeon Island. 10 years of